Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Scrafty as well as Deoxys Defense form alongside best buddy Shadow Mawile here in the Remix Cup. So I don't really use Deoxys Defense form too often. I use Deoxys in general. It's a great Pokemon. I just never seem to really use it too often. So we are going to be using Rock Slide and Psycho Boost on it. I'm not too much of a Psycho Boost fan, but for the Remix Cup it is finding some pretty good play. Now for Scrafty, we have to extremely take caution to Charm users, Fairies, because, well, we're going to be Dark and Fighting. Both of those types are going to be taking super effective damage from Charm. So it's going to be kind of like a Toxicroak situation when it goes up against Confusion. It's just going to absolutely annihilate it. And our moves are not very effective to Fairy types, so we need to look out. Neutral damage to Wigglytuff, but still not ideal to go up against it with the Charm. So we kind of need something to protect it. We have Mawile, which is, going to be good going up against Charm users. A double Charm user is going to be a bit of trouble. Deoxys has counter, so that's resisted. So what am I doing here with this team? Well, Rock Slide is going to be decent. Psycho Boost can have some play to spam them, get some shields, do some decent damage, and just work these Fairy types down to, come out of a situation, right? So that's pretty much it, and we'll just try to figure it out. Now that little orange thing that you're going to see to kind of like mid-right screen, like right above the opponent's head, that's continuously like, kind of pulsing there, that is going to be the Stardust bonus that we did actually get activated from doing 40 million raids, which is insane, but that's actually going to happen right now. So that's what that is right there. I'm sure you already know what's going on. So with that said, let's get into the commentary. This team was great, and before we continue on, we're going to be taking a look at my first 10 battles. First 10 battles, first 2 sets. Let's see what happened here. Had some very good results. Granted, we did have some good leads, but I do keep getting told, not by a lot of people, but by some people, because I know how most of you understand that GBL is rock, paper, scissors. You lose the lead. No matter how well you've built your team, you can come back from it for sure. It's not like a death sentence if you have a bad lead. But from the logic of some of these individuals that are telling me that if I don't have a good lead and I can't pull the battle through, if you are not able to do that, well, then you're not too good at this game. So, well, let's just see what our opponents can do here to see if they can come back from those bad leads here, see if we can learn something. So this is a great lead here. Let's see what they're going to do. Swapping into a Whiscash, we're going to go ahead and go into our Scrafty here, seeing that our fighting damage is going to be resisted by the Victory Bell, and extremely hard-hitting shadow damage is not what we're going to really appreciate. So this is a perfect matchup. Deoxys, not so much. We have Psycho Boost. Rock Slide's not very effective. Obviously, Mawile, we don't need to state the obvious. So this is perfect. Now, unfortunately, they hit me with a Blizzard with a bunch of energy. That was very unfortunate. So we're going to see this kind of glitch here where we go in with Deoxys and it has the pop-up menu. I couldn't hit my charge move. So that's nice. They're hitting me with a Mud Bomb there. We're going to farm a little bit more. Thank goodness it went away. Not that I needed to hit anything quite yet, but I want to have the options like the game it was intended. So we're going to swap here, and I don't know how good this was. So we're going to have to shield. I was thinking, maybe take him out with Fire Fang. That was very wishful thinking. We take them out. They have 2 shields left. There goes their potential water counter. So let's see what they have to respond. They're going to be bringing in a Bastodon here. We know they have that Shadow Victory Bell, which Mawile is going to destroy it. And also our Deoxys is loaded up on energy. Not very effective damage to the Bastodon with those charge moves, but with its counter, it will do a lot. So we're looking pretty good here. Also super effective damage with the Psycho Boost to the Victory Bell. So we're pretty much just working our way through this battle here. We're looking great. In comes the Victory Bell, doing a lot of damage with the Razor Leaf, even though it is resisted by the Fairy type, or sorry, I say Steel typing on our Mawile. We're going to instantly swap here. Just going to go for the Psycho Boost just to get the shield. I mean, now we just lowered our attack. Now we're going to lower it again and hit it with not very effective. Maybe I should have just went counter just to finish them off, but it doesn't matter. We're taking the win there with the Deoxys, and we still have energy ready to go. Great, let's move on to our next battle here. If you do enjoy these, please give it a big thumbs up. So now we have a Whimsicott lead. Let's see how they play out of it. Let's see their team comp. They're going in with a Obstagoon, which is going to be taking a ton of damage from fighting. So they had that Whimsicott up front to kind of protect this extremely weak to fighting Pokemon, in which we're going to respond with our Scrafty, also taking damage from fighting, but not as much as the Obstagoon being dark and normal. So they're obviously going to come back in here with that Whimsicott and charm us down. They didn't really get too much farm, which is fine. We're going to go ahead and go in here with the Mawile resisting it. And this is just the matchup you would want to do. You don't throw a Deoxys into that. Yeah, I mean, you could, but we have the Mawile. So they're going to be going in here with their last Pokemon, which is going to be a Politoed. Mawile absolutely does not like to go up against this thing, not one bit. So we're going to go ahead and shield this up. Why would I do that? Why just go in with Deoxys and just use your shields there? Because if we can get this through, or we can get the shield, we're going to be looking great. Now we're going to go ahead and bring in Deoxys. I mean, the thing is pretty bulky, and it's going to be able to resist their big hitting move. So yeah, we're going to be able to take that win there. They realize it. And moving on to our next opponent, we have another Whimsicott. They're swapping into a Licky, and we're going to go ahead and go right into Scrafty, which is taking resisted damage massively from that Lick because of our Dark typing. And then the Body Slam is going to be neutral. More than likely, they have Shadow Ball, which is going to be resisted. So we're in a very, very, very good position here. Body Slam does some decent damage. And they're going to be throwing another one. We're absolutely going to let this go through here. Scrafty did what it needed to do. It took out that Licky, a Pokemon in general. And now it's going to be matched up against the Charm user, which is absolutely beautiful. Going down by 1 or 2 charms there. In comes the Deoxys. They swapped as soon as we bring that in there. And that's great. Now we're going to be able to throw Rock Slides and then bring in that Mawile to go up against it. Deoxys, we can let this thing go down. Do as much damage as we can here. A Sky Attack's not going to KO, so we're going to let it go. What's going to happen is they're going to be kind of obligated to use a shield themselves here to preserve the health on this thing, knowing that the Whimsicott cannot go up against Mawile. But you're going to see a little bit of a switch up here. That charm damage is ridiculous. So we're bringing in the Mawile. Now we have to keep in mind that, sure, we're going to go up against a Charm user at the end, but it's still going to hurt us. We're resisting it, but it's still going to hurt. You're going to see it's very close. So we're letting that Sky Attack go through just in case. We're not trying to flex, just in case that Whimsicott gets off some sort of charge move. We want some protection. So they bring it back in here. They figured the way to play is just to charm down. So that's what they're doing here. But as you can see, that charm's doing a ton of damage. We take them out with a Power-Up Punch. Not very effective. Getting a little close there, holding on to 1 shield. And we were able to take 5 wins in a row. First time using this team here. So that was awesome. Glad to see it. Now, this is the Remix Cup. Obviously, I just, you know it from the title. I stated it as well. Now, going into the regular Great League, not now. I'm just saying, if this team was in the regular Great League, we probably would want Thunderbolt because we have Mawile and Scrafty, both not looking too great up against a Zoom Roll. We can go Iron Head with the Mawile. It's still not comfortable. So that's why this team is kind of, nice for the remix here, not necessarily for the open. Up against the Altaria here, we already know this is a beautiful matchup. They decided to use their shield, which is fine. So we're going to actually have to match them as well if we do kind of want to win this. They're swapping into Bastiodon to catch the charge move, which is fine by me. Ironhead's still doing decent damage, and now we're going to go ahead and bring in our Scrafty, which is going to have a beautiful matchup up against this, being that Steel and Rock type's going to be just taking tons of damage here. And they're able to get to a charge, which is perfectly fine as well. That means that the Altaria, well, still going to be able to get some decent farm here. Actually, they might just throw their charge move because they probably don't want to get hit by the boosted foul play. So we're going to go ahead and just actually throw a Power-Up Punch right now to see if we can get a shield, and we do. Why would I do that? I mean, well, since, we're just going to do more damage with counter now, and we got a shield. Perfect. So they're going for Sky Attack. Definitely going to bring Mawile in here to take resisted damage from the Dragon Breath here, and I decide to shield this up, I do believe. Yeah, we want to preserve this just in case. Making a double swap here, and I figured there was a Steel type in the back. Deoxys is going to be able to bring this thing down pretty low, despite having no shields. We don't really need to worry about it. And the nice thing about this matchup here is they're going to have to throw if they want to win it, and they're not going to have energy for the Mawile. So what we're going to do is just keep withering it down. Mawile's going to be able to come in here and Fire Fang it down, maybe throw a Power-Up Punch depending on, all right, they're throwing here, and then we're simply going to be able to just do like 1 Fire Fang to take out the Altaria here, and we go Power-Up Punch just to, better safe than sorry. The Altaria is not going to be able to do much here for it, and yeah, no health, and we win. Fantastic. Scrafty's fun. And yeah, you definitely have to look out for those charm users, but if you are able to dodge them and line up your Pokemon, you're great. So let's see how our opponent works out of this situation. They're going into a Flygon. We have some nice lag there, and we're going to go ahead and swap into Deoxys. Now, Flygon is going to be Dragon and Ground, so Rock Slide's not very effective, nor is Thunderbolt. As a matter of fact, Thunderbolt's probably, that's the, the most resisted thing you can do for electric moves. So obviously Psycho Boost is the thing to do here, building up to 2 so we can at least do more damage with the counter. As you can see, that does a ton of damage, and maybe should have countered down, to be honest, to preserve the energy and not lower our attack. bringing in Jirachi here. We're just going to go ahead and throw Rock Slide. I mean, it's better off to just keep going and not swap and get ourselves locked here. And Rock Slide's at least doing not very effective as opposed to extremely not very effective because of the Psychic and the Steel typing. So anyways, I go for Doom Desire here. This was a beautiful, wide open battle for me to win. Let's see if we can spot any sort of mistakes that I'm going to make here. So we're going to go for the Power Up Punch. We get no shields out of them. That was a good call. They figured, hey, they're just vamping up their Fire Fang with that Power Up Punch. We're going to go ahead and let it go through with the Poison and Flying Resistance. Good call on the Shadow Ball. And we're going to go ahead and throw another one here. Now, remember, folks, you know, yeah, you can, look back and think about what you could have done differently in a battle. Say you were just not playing okay. Okay, learn, and you get better. But if you played well and, it's just the way it went. Oh, you didn't make a correct call. Oh, it was a 50-50 chance that they were going to shield it. We lost that one. Good game. Don't, beat yourself up about it. I mean, Go Battle League requires skill. Absolutely. Especially as you do rise up in rank. People throw to catch, make good calls, holding energy, building up, and baiting, and all that stuff. But it comes down to a lot of just coin flips, okay? Somebody builds up to the super effective charge move and they go for a bait. You have to call that. If you get baited and use a shield, it's not like you suck. You were just making a 50-50 call. They could have baited you. They could have not. Is there a pattern in what people do? Do they like to bait and then go for the hard-hitting move? Sure. But sometimes people like to break that mold, go for the hard-hitting move, and bait, I don't know, right after you think they're going to bait first, so you let it go through. So there's different strategies involved, and a lot of these strategies are basically a coin flip. So what I'm trying to say is, let's get back to the commentary here, but what I'm trying to tell you is don't beat yourself too much up, because this game in GBL requires a lot of coin flips, okay? That's all I'm going to say. So anyways, got Deoxys versus Deoxys here, and we're just going for the Rock Slide deal. Nobody wants to throw the Psycho Boost until in a second here. Actually, I'm going to throw it. Okay, let's go ahead and we don't need to build up to Rock Slide. We're going to pull that. If you want a shield, then that's great. They're letting it go through. Beautiful. We're instantly swapping into our Scrafty as we've seen that Steel type back there, and we're looking beautiful. Chef's kiss here. Focus Blast is going to be able to do a ton of damage, but we have 2 shields, so yeah, that win was inevitable there. Good game. Moving on to our next opponent, leading with Shadow Mawile the entire time, as you've noticed, and using the same team. It was just fantastic. Met with a Purified Hypno here. So let's see. I do make a big call, and I let this go through. A lot of times they have Fire Punch. That would have done a ton of damage, but it is just the Thunder Punch. Still does some decent damage, but we're comfortable to let it go through. Getting that Iron Head through as well, that is absolutely amazing. We are going to shield this up so we can win this matchup to win swap here. All right, I'm going to guess they're going to bring in a water type. Oh, nope, it's going to be a fighter, and it's a Medicham. Okay, so we're just going to go for the Power Up Punch, getting no shield at all. It didn't really matter. We weren't getting to no Iron Head, so going to go ahead and bring in the Deoxys here. Both of us are resisting the counter damage, and we're going to be able to take these Ice Punches with no problem. Now, Rock Slide's resisted by Medicham here. We definitely don't want to throw a Psycho Boost quite yet. It is going to do decent damage for the first one. Not so much for the second, and obviously the third has just dropped off so much. So we're just going to keep throwing Rock Slides here and hope that there is no Charm User in the back. Otherwise, we're going to just back out because it'd be pointless to battle Scrafty with that. That's another thing about Scrafty is don't necessarily use it as a safe swap because you'll get locked in with the Charm User. Or if you lead with it, you could, but make sure you have a really solid team to kind of flip the matchup with that Fairy lead that they're going to try to line back up with it. So anyways, we're going to go in here with Scrafty, and this is a horrible situation, and yeah, I almost hit the back out button. Let's see what happens. We're able to not take them out, which is fantastic. We're going to have to use our last shield here because this Power-Up Punch is now starting to do a lot of damage, and they bring us down so low. So we got a Power-Up Punch off. We've raised our attack once. We're going to raise it again up against a Bastion with their last Pokemon. Things are looking up, folks. If they get to a charge move, it's GG, and we're able to get to another one here. I'm sure they were just at it, about to hit it, and man, that was a good game. Scrafty pulling off the win for us at the end. Fantastic. Loving this team here. Let's go. What are we going to be met with? A Clefable. Beautiful. Let's get it. They're swapping into a Excadrill. So we're going to go ahead and bring in that Scrafty here. Let this charge move go through because, well, this is a great matchup for us. Going to be able to do super effective as well as taking out their Pokemon. And now, well, they're going to come back in here with that Clefable. and it's just a matter of what they're going to have for that third Pokemon, because we already know Mawile is going to get matched up with this here. We're going to go in instantly. We're not waiting for no clock because they're still locked in here. Now, I wouldn't say this is foolish. I go straight for the Iron Head. And for some reason, I do believe they shield. They want to keep it alive. So they're swapping into a Bastodon. And we have, well, Deoxys. Look at the counter damage just really adding up here. The charge moves are not very effective, but it doesn't matter. So my thought process right now is, do we shield Deoxys? Continue to do counter damage. Let's go ahead and just shield it up. Preserve it just a little bit longer. We'll hold on to that last shield for Mawile. Since we did bring this thing so low, we're basically going to take it out. If they shield... Alright, no, there's no point. So they're going to bring in that Clefable here, and this thing is going to really have to put in work. We're going to easily let this go through. They're still holding on to a shield. We're able to get to a Psycho Boost. I'm thinking, you're going to have to use your shield here now. Yeah, I mean, you have no other options. And I'm thinking, also, what the heck? What's up with the Mawile's health? I thought I had more health than that. Am I going to lose this match? You gotta be kidding me right now. There's no way. And I go in with the Deoxys and we take it out with counter. Thank goodness. But man... You got to really keep track of your Pokemon's health. I thought the Mawile had more on it, but we didn't have that, and we almost lost because of that. But anyways, taking another nice 4-1 there. Well, the other one was a 5-0, and that was a 4-1. Now let's continue on here. We're met with an absolute horrible lead. The game was like, okay, your time has come, sir. No more good leads for you. They're going to be going into their Mandibuzz after we bring in our Deoxys, and this is... an interesting matchup, I suppose, because we'll be able to do super effective with the Rock Slide, not getting stabbed, but they're going to be also hitting us with super effective with that Quick Move potentially if they have that Snarl, and then the Foul Play or Dark Pulse is going to be hurting quite a bit, as you can see here. But we're really putting on the pressure with the Rock Slide, so it's not like Deoxys can't do anything up against it, and at the same time, the counter damage is neutral. For some reason, I go for Psycho Boost, and they absolutely called that there. There was no reason for me to go for that. And if you're thinking, well, they needed to farm up a little more to get to their charge move, I think that's what the case was, or I think no. Because what happened was, we talked about this before. Let's step away from the commentary. When you throw a move that doesn't do much to them, they realize you're not going to be able to get to another charge move. That's their opportunity to farm a little bit more, so that it can throw that energy at the next Pokemon or just have energy ready to go for whatever situation. So keep that in mind when you go for the move that's not very effective. If they call it and not shield it, they're going to be able to farm you up, which is not going to equal for a good situation. But we are actually looking really good right now up against this Registeel. We're able to farm it all the way down. They're bringing in that Politoed. I'm hoping we get a shield here. Okay, now they can't take us out with a Blizzard or an Earthquake right now. It's going to be very close. Let's see. And Earthquake, not quite doing it. We're getting to the Foul Play. This has been vamped up, so this is going to KO. And we take the win. Let's go. Thank you, Scrafty. On to our next opponent. We just have a couple more battles here, folks. Remember, if you didn't hit that like button, go ahead and do it now. It really helps me out. And we're met with a Shadow Victory Bell, so this is great. They're going to be swapping into a Registeel, and we're going right into the Scrafty here. So... has anybody been taking notes? We've had a few people that have been able to combat the team when they've had a bad lead. But I just kind of wanted to make a point for this video here that it is a coin flip game, right? There is skill involved. You can definitely come back from a bad lead. I'm not saying that. You know, go figure. Some of the people who don't like me, they'll probably, you know, out of the video, the whole video, they'll just take the one little spot where I said you can't come back from a bad lead. We're like edit it up, but anyway, yeah, just wanted to clear that up because, you know, the proof is right here for you. If you have a bad lead and you're countered, it's just sometimes you're not going to happen. You can't, you know, come back from it. And I was, you know, watching a few people on Twitch. There's a lot of good people on there, and I was watching one of the not so good people, and you know, they are a decent player for sure. But they were getting bad leads and losing, and what do they keep coming up with? Excuses after excuses, exception to the rule. So don't worry, guys. It's not just you. The game is rough online. Thank you for watching, and take care, trainers.
Bye.